I'm Wallace Gator Bradley. I'm the host of the Bradley Report, and we out here at Idle Wild Country Club celebrating Martin Luther King holiday or his birthday. And you know, even though it's political season, but it's very important that I introduce you to a man that I feel is worthy of remaining on the bench of the Cook County Judiciary. This is my friend, Cook County Circuit Court Judge Donnelley. Some people call him Tom, but I know on the ballot it's going to be Thomas Moore Donnelley. But Judge Donnelley, could you let them know why you feel it's important that you remain on the bench, and let them know a little bit about you?
Well, I wanted to talk and share the most important recollection I have of Dr. King, and that is December 24th, 1968, after King was assassinated, 10 p.m. on Christmas Eve. I listened to the midnight mass, or the midnight preaching that Dr. King did in 1967. And that speech, that sermon, influenced the arc of my life in searching for justice and also searching for a way that love could make its way in the world. He talks about the three words in the New Testament for love: eros, philos, and agape, and how important agape is. And I think there should be a place in our court system to move towards agape. And that is why I believe, for instance, in restorative justice, because we're moving from punitive to restorative, to healing rather than hurting. And that, to me, is consonant with what Dr. King talked about in terms of making a place for agape in our lives.
Right. You know, that restorative justice, could you speak on that? Because you've been working on that for a while.
Well, one of the things that really impressed me, I've worked very hard with Precious Blood Ministry for Reconciliation, 51st and Racine, is that here is a way in which things are taken out of the courts and put into the community, where the offender and the person who's harmed get a chance to sit at the table with one another, and the offender makes reparation for whatever harm has been made, and the community supports this process and also demands accountability from the person who is responsible for harm. But at the end, we have healing. And that's so different from our court system, which often fractures relationship, continues the divide. And so I think as a court system, we have to be supportive of restorative justice, where that is a way in which public safety will actually be increased because we're healing rifts within the community, healing the damage that's been done, instead of furthering the division.
You know, I've read a lot about you. One of the things that I see in you is like you have a judicial advocacy. The criminal justice bill that the governor, could you elaborate on that?
July 15th, 2021, Governor J.B. Pritzker signed our restorative justice bill, a bill that I conceived to help our restorative justice courts. We have 4 in Cook County that Judge Evans has opened up, but we have numerous churches and community groups that have restorative justice hubs throughout the city. But without this bill, we couldn't guarantee confidentiality to the process. So an offender or victim who disclosed, because the whole purpose of the process is total honesty, something that could later be used in court, it could be used against them. Now, we've protected all participants in the restorative justice process, so nothing they can say can ever be used against them, and we can actually further the healing process. So I believe that judges should be advocates for social change.
Right.
Make things better, not just leave them as they found them. And I've done that with consumer debt, I've done that with restorative justice, and I've done it with driver safety.
Right.
So all these areas I've tried to make things better and push our legislature, push our Supreme Court to change laws if they're wrong, make things better, make things more just, make things more fair. And I think that's our responsibility as judges, because we know the problems, we see it. So if we don't change it, who will?
Who will? You know, on that I want to say this, Judge. Not only are you a great judge, a God-fearing man, spiritually in tune, he's also a registered voter. And he believes, like I believe, complaining is a dead issue. Being a constructive critic brings about good government and change. I'm glad you're on the bench.
Thank you.
And I'm glad that I'm going to be a part to make sure that you remain on that bench.
Thank you very much,
God be
Gator.
the glory. Appreciate you, man.
Amen.
All right.